Wash, and that's great because we've got a lot of our old friends come back to celebrate the 15th anniversary of readings. And 15 years, almost, since we started doing readings here at Seksan. Today we've actually got 8 readers, so it's not only is there a bit of a squash in here in the heat, it's also a little bit of a squash on the program today. But we've got an amazing variety of different voices. We've got poetry, we've got prose, we've got fiction, and you know, our usual eclectic mix of things, which is lovely. We have also got birthday cakes. We have got lots of birthday cake. In fact, there is so much birthday cake, thanks to the generosity of certain people, that you may be taking birthday cake home with you to celebrate at home as well. At that count, there are 2 cakes brought by Saras Manikam, from our favourite cake lady who makes lovely butter cake with buttercream. There is a beautiful, I don't know, is Aziza here?
On the way.
On the way. Aziza's bringing a chocolate cake. There was another cake from, who was it? Simeng. Oh God. Simeng also brought a cake for us. I don't know if anyone else has sneaked in a cake, but there are lots and lots of cakes as well as other things. Now, because this guy always just slips in and slips out without anyone seeing, and I'm scared. I said, you're going to stay for the whole program? He said, depends if they're interesting or not. I would really like to say thank you to the person who's made reading Seksan possible for the last 15 years. And this is Seksan himself, who owns this beautiful space. Please give him a big cheer. Come here. We have a little gift for you. Oh. It's beautifully wrapped. Because he didn't have any sellotape. Be careful with it because it will just slide out. But you might be able to shake it and guess what it is. Yeah. I want you to. Yeah. Please, speak.
How many years have you guys been here?
15. 1-5. Thanks to you.
I was hoping to close this place down to you guys. But then look at your crowd. How to close down?
I've always thought, yeah, you would be welcome to. You know, I'd understand if you wanted to. I've always worried that we were kind of outstaying our welcome.
You guys are really welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
I just realized that my short story has a lot of sound effects. And then I also realized, okay, 2 things, okay? One, who was a copy editor? Not you, Malachi, the previous editor. I thought, oh my God, there's just so many mistakes. 2, there are children here. So I'm like, how do we do this?
And La Bodega, Bangsar, also decided to give us a case of wine every month for almost a year. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember.
And so this gallery obviously had, had crowds that grew every month, and it was just packed, standing room only. And then they thought, we're going to try and make money from this. And I was like, no, this is a free event. This is for the people. And then I heard that Seksan had this beautiful space. So in the middle of 2005, I remember coming here with Razman. We had a chat, and you said yes. And voila, it's been 15 years since we've had this. This event, this platform is 15 years old, and that's remarkable for any kind of organization. It's an institution now, I think, recognized, I think, worldwide. So many writers have cut their teeth at this event. Personally, 6 of my books were first read here, which is kind of incredible. We've had writers who have come and left us and passed on, people like Rahman Rashid, K.S. Maniam, so we remember them as well. But thank you, the audience. You're the ones who have made this happen. So thank you so much.
We know that there are people who care for it, and I think that is something really worth working for. Yeah. So thank you, Sharon. God bless. Hospital bed. Rama's mind wandered. he knew the dreaded time for his bath was imminent. His bath time had often moved from a feeling of drowning to that of delight. It all depended on how the water descended upon his body. Rama loved water when he had control on how it flowed over him. It had not always flowed over him, but had times been thrown upon him in Dipalo.
And the second shout out is to Kita Podcast, where 4 of my poems will be featured sometime soon. I'm going to start with a poem from my second collection. I have 3 collections I brought with me. I've only got a few copies, but they're there. Please feel free to purchase them. I'll not charge, don't worry about the price on the back, it's too much. I'll only charge 30 ringgits for each copy, or 80 for 3 if you're getting ambitious. So the first poem is coming out of my second collection, and it's dedicated to my wife, who's also a poet and who's here with me. It's called The Record Player, and it goes back to the very first years when we were married in the days of the dinosaurs. The Record Player. We brought the record player home like it was a great prize. I had never owned one, and music in our small bedsit was a repeated miracle all that summer. Everything shone. The future was more possible than the past. Breathless, I was a pot bubbling over. Do you remember? Just out of uni, working, money so new and exciting, the things you could do with it. If you pared it down and saved the shavings, the things you could turn it into. Do you remember the way we talked, the way each moment was bright when we turned it over, the discoveries we made? Walking down those steps between high fences to come at a corner on open water, stretching its dazzle at the edge of the city, hidden behind houses. Wasn't that how it was? I see you stopped in the doorway of our home in Dubai after I've hunted out one of those old tunes and watched it take you by surprise, your face young with delight. And isn't that how it should be for us now? Grand and easy, easy and grand.
These people are thinking of why. I was there just now. Would you like some red wine? Yeah. Very necessary. Yeah, it's good since it doesn't say happy birthday here, so. Very tall. I have
Always take photos of your kids.
What's better for smoking? They use some. You want to use a candle?
okay, my tongue is dying.
Happy birthday to Readings. Happy birthday to you. Oh, thank you.
Blow the candle. Make a wish.
Make a wish. Yeah, make it.
Forever and ever.
Yeah.
Go, go, go. It's a piece of paper. Karen, blow the candle out.
Oh, God, you have to blow the candle.
Nice.
Good synchronicity. Okay.
Kisses. No, that you open one. Maybe it's easier to cut it straight. It was supposed to be straight. I mean, like a rectangle. It was rather than a triangle.
You cut. Okay, together. Yay! As we're not married. Good. After Sharon is hacked away from the cake. Right.
Must try this.
Yeah.
The best.
Okay. Messy. Off we go. Oh, I want all the icing. Never mind the cake. Okay. This lovely one. Wow, look at this. Okay. Yeah. Soaring up the cake. Oh God, it looks so good. Right, okay. We'll see if there's another. Any water anywhere? Any ice on the gas?
How are you, Leon?
Oh, sorry. So,
We go to Muslim men for one, just deal with one wife at a time. He's always tired.
Long time. I know. I'm very remiss.
Oh, even better.
The bucket
The
list.
sustainability bucket. Please put in anything you want. Anything.
No have to.
Alright, it's William and two of my friends who I met yesterday, they decided to come and join me today. Suraj and Annie. So,
Catholic Church was not happy about my book. So I sent it to Penguin. Penguin was happy. But he wanted me to add 2 sex scenes.
Are you in that?
This is the censored Philippine version. The children are here.
this room across the hall, she could hear an elegant voice and soaring melodies. She kept her eyes closed, trying to follow the lyrics, each syllable stretched almost beyond recognition. But fate laughed at us. We should never have met. All we can do is smile and look away. There are no words for this joy, this anger, this sadness. This young man's voice issued from the old gramophone. She knew all of it.
To or from the railway embankments and marshes, after tadpoles perhaps. We may have been up to no good, for all I remember, a relative thing. Suddenly I was a ball, or my head was, for bouncing off the narrow walls of the laneway. In this strange teen's hands I could let go completely, as my blood now implored me. Let go, enjoy something, an easier swim than ever achieved at pools, a state of flow to match any random dream. As I looked down on the scene, it was action art, slow-mo sports replay. There was naught to mither about. I should say naught is nothing and mither is to worry. No, I don't know if we need that, but for the rhythmic interval thud, it was nothing much like poetry on the face of it, save what was written on the walls in fresh falsetto blood, which no one would bother to read. So there's a parallel with poetry.
Hi, this is Sarah. I read on the 27th of July 2019. The story was Necessary Expense from Money Stories. I would like to say congratulations to Readings for reaching a 15th anniversary, and to Madam Sharon Bakar, I cannot express how much your encouragement and your belief in me as a writer has saved my life, literally. I thank you for everything you've done, and please stay tuned to see more from me.